In this video, I'm going to show you the signs you need to watch out for to indicate that you might be dealing with a lot of resentment in your relationship and what you can do to fix that. And if you're looking for skills or knowledge to empower yourself to fix your relationship and turn it around, then subscribe to this channel and make sure to click the bell button as well to be notified when I post new videos 5 days every single week. And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Geoffrey, and I've dedicated my life's mission to helping you design your dream relationship. And in this video, I'm going to show you a question that I had from one of my listeners. And the question goes like this. What do you do when the smallest things makes your partner just go berserko? For example, my partner told me to call the vet to schedule an appointment for our dog, and I did listen to him, but I was busy that day, and I was planning on doing it in the next couple of days. Well, my partner came home and asked me if I made that appointment, and I said I didn't, and he went absolutely nuts on me, blaming me for never listening to him or listening to his suggestions and so on. What the hell? Am I wrong? So let's break this down here. And the first thing I want to show you is kind of a mindset shift, and I want you to never forget this, which is the thing is never about the thing. So what the hell does that mean? So whenever your partner gets mad at you for not doing something or saying something, or mad at you for the small things, they're not really mad at you at that thing. The thing is never about the thing, but it's something deeper than that. So for your case, yes, he might be explicitly saying that he's mad about you not making that appointment for the vet. But if you peel back the layers behind that, you'll realize that it's not really about you not calling the vet, that it's something much deeper than that. It could be that your partner thinks that they haven't been feeling like they can rely on you on so many things right now. They could be thinking this for a while, that you're not taking the household responsibilities very seriously. It could be about the fact that he's not always able to just tell you something and just forget about it. That he always has to remind you, he can't really get that off his mind. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is for your relationship, but you want to find the root core here. Because once you find the root core, then you will start to realize that his anger does have a lot of sense to it. It's not just some random outburst, that's actually a good reason behind it. So the only reason why you're so confused right now is that you don't understand what that core reason is. What is that thing behind the thing? And the one thing you need to watch out for in this phase is something we call the fundamental attribution error. It's when we assign errors in behavior or speech to an error in character. So we might say, for example, that our partner just has some anger issues, that they have difficulties expressing their thoughts, that he has some control issues, they're impatient, they want things done an exact way, they're perfectionists, right? That's just who they are. And basically, we might say a bunch of things to blame his character, to say, you know what, this is how my partner is and I can't really change that. That's just who he is. And the thing is that when you blame something on character like this, it does nothing good. Like, it doesn't leave you with anything actionable besides you blaming your partner, telling your partner to stop being so angry, stop being so impatient, stop being such an asshole. That's all you can say. But there's nothing productive that can come out of it. And it perpetuates a lot of blame, a lot of bitterness. And it makes you really, really angry for something that is actually very solvable. So leave a comment below if you tend to do this. If you tend to, whenever your partner does something bad, the first thing you think is to blame it to character. To say, you know what, that's just my partner's character, that's just who they are, and I can't really change that. So if you do that, then leave a comment below. This is such a common thing that people do that I'm sure many of you are doing it. I do it sometimes, so just leave a comment below to tell us like, yep, I admit it, this is what I do. And once you can shift your brain away from blaming character here and understand that maybe there's a good reason why my partner is this way, why they're behaving this way, then you can start to investigate the root of this issue here, which it seems like to me there's a lot of resentment in this relationship. So whenever your partner is acting really viscerally, they're reacting really badly to what seems like a very trivial event, like a small thing, and they're really raising their voice, they're really angry, is rarely the fact that they're angry, that they have some emotional issues, but it's always the fact, really often the fact that they have some intense bitterness and resentment that's been pent up for many, many years. And so whenever some small thing happens, it's not that small things that triggers them, but it's the small things on top of this mountain of things that's triggering them. It just reminds them that, you know what, this has been such a problem in our relationship for so long. I haven't been able to talk about it, to resolve it, and it's making me pissed off, right? That's really the core reason. And you don't know what this reason is yet. And that's why you're feeling very confused. You're feeling like, you know what, my partner's going berserko over no reason. And that's why you're feeling that, because you don't understand what that core reason is and what that core resentment is. So the first thing you want to do if you want to fix this is to start humbling yourself. Really humble yourself. Get off your high horse and don't say that my partner needs to sort out his anger issues. It's their problem. They're having the problem. It's all about them. Look within as well and say, what can I do to heal some of those resentments? And a great example of this is, my partner would sometimes also get angry at me for some trivial thing. At first, I'll be very confused and I'll say like, why are you so upset over something so simple, like me not taking out the trash? But once I investigate and dig deeper and I discover, instead of blaming their character, I realize that it's really not about the trash. That is really about some imbalance issue in the relationship. So whenever, for example, she forgets her chores, I would call her out on it and get mad at it. But whenever I forget, she's supposed to understand, right? So it's that imbalance issue that is the core issue, the core resentment here, not the trash. But I can only get there, but I can only understand that core resentment if I investigate deeper. But if I don't investigate deeper, if I just blame their character, I will never find what that is ever. And I'll be confused forever and frustrated forever, and both of you will just be bickering forever. And so the first step here is to really humble yourself and just get into discovery mode. And the way you discover is by starting with nonverbal touch. So if you've been following me for a while, I'm a big fan of nonverbal touch, because when two people are very tense, it's impossible to have any conversation because emotions will always run high and it will never ever end well. But when you start with nonverbal touch, so simply just walk over to your partner, even though you feel mad right now, walking over to your partner and just simply touching him and hugging him, that's not too hard. Yet it's challenging, but come on, you can just walk over to your partner and just hold their hands in a very gentle way. Then once you do that, you can watch your body and your partner's body soften here. And once you feel like both of you are soft enough to where you can start a conversation, then you want to ask a very open-ended question. And you can say something like, I can see you're really mad here. Can you tell me more about what you're feeling? And what this does is it allows your partner to start where he wants to start. You're not asking an assumptive question. You're not asking a very leading question. You're asking a very open-ended question. And it tells your partner that you're here to discover. And once you ask that question, your partner will say something. And once they say something, then you want to follow up with another open-ended question like, okay, so you're saying X, tell me more. Or can you tell me more about that? Can you say more about that? And so on. And so this invites your partner to dig deeper. And as you dig deeper, you will start to understand what is the core reason here? What is the core resentment? What is this really about? It's not really about the vet, but it's really about something else. It's something else that you've been keeping as a resentment in yourself for a very long time. I want to find out what that is. And during this process, your partner might resist. And if you want to understand how to fight through that resistance, then you want to watch this video above my head, because fighting through resistance here is very important. And it's important because that's the way you show your partner that you're here to discover. You're here to really understand. Because they've been thinking for a long time that, this is going to be so unresolvable. And so when you're trying to investigate here, they're going to feel very suspicious of that. Like, what are you trying to do? Right? So they might resist under that suspicion, but by pushing through that resistance, you're killing all the reasons for their suspicion. So you have to fight through resistance. So if you don't know how to do that yet, then go to that video and watch that video in full. And when you're digging here, you want to dig until you find that eureka moment. And trust me, like when you find the eureka moment, it'll be very obvious to you, because you can finally say, oh, that's why you're mad. That makes complete sense now. That makes complete sense of why the small thing really triggered you, because you will realize that it's not really the small thing, but it's the big thing underneath that small thing that's been piling up for years under your radar for a very long time. And this whole process is like you digging for water. So as you're digging for water, you might be very confused for a very long time because you're not finding any water, but then just one strike, one question that you ask can really reveal that water and gush that water out, and you'll find it. So as long as you're confused, as long as you're still angry, you're still confused, then you haven't dug far enough. So you want to keep asking those open-ended questions until you find that aha moment. And don't give up until then. And if you're looking for a resource that can help you guide this conversation, so how you can start a conversation, progress it, and end it in a way that allows you to dig really deep and find that core resentment reason, then you want to get access to my 4-day training series where we'll teach you exactly that skill. And so if you're interested in getting that, then you want to click the link in the description box below this video. And if you have more questions, more concerns about your relationship that you want to address, then you can also join our free Facebook group where you can post your questions and actually get good advice on your issues, your questions, and so on. And if you want to join that Facebook group, the link is also below this video. So feel free to leave a comment below with your questions, your concerns about your relationship. It can be about anything that you're struggling with today, you're stuck in today. And I will try my best to respond to those comments as soon as possible, or I'll even make a new video out of it if it's a good question. But in the meantime, if you like this video and found it to be valuable, then like this video and subscribe to this channel for more content like this one. And never forget that you have the power to transform your relationship by yourself. So even though your partner wants nothing to do with fixing the relationship right now, that's okay, because when you pay attention to what you do, you can really change things for the better. But with that said, I will see you in the next video.